All right. Greetings. What's up, everybody? Family. Real quick, I want to go live. I want to do a video about. I got some notes with me dealing with movies and documentaries I recommend watching. I feel will really help wake people up. In the past, one of my former girlfriends mentioned to me, she told me, she said, that they put certain messages and things in movies that they reveal. They even base certain movies and documentaries off of true stories. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to go over a combination. Some of these movies are going to be mainstream, meaning they were released at the movie theaters at one point or another. The next documentaries or movies I'm going to go over are like alternative movies and documentaries I recommend. So this video slightly different. This is going to be like a combination. And I think it's very important to also do research behind these documentaries. Go online, Google or Yahoo search engine, and look up information. So without further ado, one of the first movies I recommend watching, it was actually based off of a book by Susan Collins called The Hunger Games. Please check out The Hunger Games. Excellent movie. All of the series, pay close attention to it. The next movie, and these films, the first ones I'm going to go over, were released at the theaters. The next group were like documentaries. The next movie I recommend watching is called Divergent. Please check out the movie Divergent. Phenomenal, excellent movie. A friend of mine told me about it when I saw it, but thumbs up in my personal opinion. These movies will give you clues, but are actually based on things that hidden messages and things the ruling class put, like stuff that they basically tell you. And I'll kind of maybe go over that later with an individual that produced a movie that met someone who was a member of the ruling class elite that actually told him in a way that, we put stuff out there, even in the mainstream media, the news. And this was admitted by this individual. So this is a fact. The next movie is called Surrogates. Surrogates. You can also look up these trailers on YouTube if you can't afford the movie, or if you're trying to figure out what it is or how to spell it correctly. A lot of times, if you put it in the search engine, it'll do the spell check. Surrogates was one of the main actors in the movie was that I know of offhand was Bruce Willis. Please check out Surrogates. Another movie was similar to Surrogates in certain ways was Avatar. But even though I didn't put that in the list, I'll mention, check that out. Look at the comparison between Avatar and Surrogates. They have amazing technology. I would probably have to do a whole nother video on that people don't kind of understand. We're already in the future now. 2018 as we're approaching 2019. And the technology, information, not only information technology, but just technology in general is accelerating at a very fast pace. Another movie I recommend watching is check out, it's called Taken, with the actor Liam Neeson. Check out part 1 and 2. They made some additional ones, part 3. I haven't watched part 3 yet. I think I have it. Part 1 and 2 I definitely have, were phenomenal. Please check out Taken part 1 and 2. Liam Neeson, excellent movie. A friend of mine actually told me about that film. I'm glad he did. Big shout out to him. Another movie this came out some years ago with the actor Will Smith, was called I, Robot. Please check out I, Robot. Dealing with the AI, rising AI technology, artificial intelligence. They even put in the video game. I remember I called Capcom some years ago when they came out with Street Fighter Turbo Edition, and I noticed that it seemed like the computer was smarter. So I was actually talking to one of the representatives, and they told me how they put artificial intelligence in the video game at that time. I believe it was for the Super Nintendo game system. Next movie I recommend checking out is called Eyes Wide Shut. Please check out Eyes Wide Shut, starring the actor Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. This came out some years ago. You can look it up. But check out that movie. I mean, it came out at the theaters. Was produced by producer was Stanley Kubrick. Forgive me if I'm not saying or pronouncing his name correctly, but very excellent movie. I recommend. Now, I'm going to get into the documentaries that I recommend watching. where some of these were not released at the theaters. But first of all, two were released at mainstream theaters across the country, maybe at certain theaters temporarily, was a film called Kill the Messenger. It was based off of a journalist who worked for the San Jose Mercury News. His name was Gary Webb. It was based on a true story, but it was, from what I understand, it was actually released at theaters, if not a bunch of theaters across the country, maybe select theaters. It was called Kill the Messenger. I believe it came out back in 2014. You can pay for it. You can watch it on YouTube. I know the concept, even though I didn't watch that particular movie, but I highly recommend checking it out. I get the concept. There's maybe other documentaries out there, but that actually was released at the theaters, or certain theaters, called Kill the Messenger. And they had one of the actors that played in the TV show, The Wire, and also the real life Freeway Rick Ross was based off the kind of the story when you look up, find out about Gary Webb. So check that out. But it's called Kill the Messenger. Another movie was released the same way at certain theaters across the country. It's called The Internet's Own Boy. I believe called The Internet's Own Boy. You can look it up on YouTube or check out the trailer. It was based on Aaron Swartz. I'll let you do your research and look up information, but please check out that document. There was a separate documentary that was done, but it was also a movie that was released at certain theaters. But please check out this movie / documentary called The Internet's Own Boy, but also it was a documentary with Aaron Swartz. The name will come up if you type in Aaron Swartz name on YouTube. Phenomenal person. There was something that happened. I won't spoil it for you guys, but credit to the work that he did, with some things. So I won't spoil it for those of you all who have not watched it or saw it yet. Also, please check out America Freedom to Fascism. It's called America Freedom to Fascism, by a movie producer named Aaron Russo. Rest in peace to him. He passed away some years ago. Please check out America Freedom to Fascism. Some people shared this with me that studying the redemption movement recently. I had already saw it some years ago because not trying to brag, but I've studied a plethora of information and came across that. I even have a paper put out by the USA Today that had some information with some people that were in that movie, dealing with some things, like some evidence I have still in my possession. I won't go into the details about that now, but please check out America Freedom to Fascism by Aaron Russo. This other documentary I highly, highly recommend, and please share this with your loved ones and your family members. It's called Conspiracy of Silence. Please check out Conspiracy of Silence. You can watch that for free on YouTube. It was a banned documentary. It was supposed to air on national TV some years ago, I think on the Discovery Channel. I'm not exactly sure, but please check out that documentary and movie, and look up the names too of the people that played in the movie. Type up their names online on Yahoo or Google search engine. It's going to confirm some things for some of you all out there. I went over it, mentioned it before. Another movie I recommend, or a couple other ones I'm going to go over before I shut this video down, is please check out Money Masters and Monopoly Men. The movie documentaries Money Masters and Monopoly Men, based on the banking system. And with that, I said a mouth out. Peace.